everyone, and welcome to the SARA Sim Marketing Solutions Super Series for the Midwest Powersource 110 here tonight at Richmond Raceway, where you'll see 30 of iRacing's top super late model series drivers do battle here tonight at this three-quarter mile, pretty much short track. You'll see these guys out here going 2 and 3 wide at times, and for some exciting action, like I said, for tonight's Sim Marketing Solutions Super Series. This is race number 5 of the season, and we were off last week as far as SARA TV goes. So last week, just to catch you up on that, we were at Langley Speedway for the Russell Brown Race Cars 150, where Jim Caudell Jr. was your pole sitter there, but Jimmy Mullins came away with the victory going back-to-back there at Langley Speedway. Week before that is when last time that you saw us here on SARA TV. We're at Southern National Motorsports Park, where Tim Bills was on the pole for the Canfield Autobody 150 at Southern National. Your winner was Joe Schaefer Jr. coming away with a key victory there to help his point battle out. Like I said, here we are tonight at a night race at Richmond Raceway for the Midwest Powersource 110. And we'll go ahead and bring in tonight's sponsor. Go ahead and talk with Jason Tarasenko. Hear a little bit about Midwest Powersource. Jason, thanks for joining me up in here at the booth real quick. I know you just got in, trying to get settled in from your travels. But thanks for joining us up here. And Midwest Powersource once again sponsoring tonight's race for the Midwest Powersource 110. And we appreciate you coming on board here as always, and what you do here for the series. But if you can, just for a little bit, explain to our viewers exactly what Midwest Powersource is and what they do for the consumers.
Yeah, Midwest Powersource is a diesel engine rebuilder, mainly for locomotives and marine industry. Basically work on anything that's about 1,000 horsepower up to about 4,400 horsepower. So nice big diesel stuff. It's a lot of fun. Get to go all over North America basically. And it also helps provide our other companies with our lease fleet of locomotives and things like that. So I really wish I could have made tonight's race as my favorite track. Just the scheduling didn't work out, but I'm looking forward to a really good race. Looks like a really good stacked field, as always with SARA, and I'm looking forward to watching this race.
Yeah, it should be plenty exciting. Last night in the Davis Chassis Works Contender Series, we had 2 different sessions up there, 24 cars in one field and then 23 in the next one. And there was a lot of side-by-side racing going on. And so these guys typically put on a great show here tonight on Thursday nights. So I expect pretty much better results than what we had last night. More packed guys, nose to tail, and hopefully see a lot of passing as the track widens out. But like I said, unfortunately, we weren't able to make it here and race with us tonight. But if you can, just give us a little expertise on it, what you think is going to be the key for tonight's winner to come home with the checker flag.
Well, it depends on how it goes. It's either going to have lots of cautions, but I'm expecting with the class of drivers that we have here, we're going to have lots of green flag runs. And it's just, this car just seems to be a little bit grumpy at this track. A lot of guys are having trouble with either getting really loose in or they're getting really tight off. Especially that turn 2's got that wall where it pinches out there. So I'm looking forward to a good race. I think you're going to see some guys that maybe started deep in the field are going to be able to work their way up. Guys that are fast early on may drop off. So as this track starts to wear in, I think you're going to see a little bit of moving, a little bit of shaking that you normally wouldn't see at a few of the tracks. So it's going to give guys room to try and work the bottom, work the top, maybe get it even worked in more in the top, and there'll be some more passing. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. This track usually has good racing, so I'm hoping with this car the way it is now that it still tends to lean that way.
Well, we'll definitely have to find out. Everyone watching, I have to stick around and find out for themselves. But like you stated, you got the top class drivers here, so I have no doubt in my mind that they'll put on a hell of a show. And for anyone that's curious, is there a website or a Facebook page that they can go check out Midwest Powersource if they want to learn any more information on it?
Yeah, absolutely. They can check out www.midwestpowersource.com. We've also got a Facebook page if you want to search it up on there. There's always some, some great pictures of the stuff, what we build, what we do. Also the gory details of stuff that blows up and that we get in the shop, and crankshafts broken in half and things like that. So always some pretty cool stuff on there. So absolutely stop by and check it out.
All right, well, you heard it there. Definitely go check out those two media sites, social media sites, and see what Midwest Powersource is all about. And like you said, you can check out some cool things and pictures that they do, or even provide some services for you if you're in that line of business. Jason, thanks for coming into the booth here for us tonight. Like I said, once again, thanks for sponsoring. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to race tonight. Maybe, hopefully, you'll be back with us next week.
Yes, sir, absolutely, and I appreciate you guys doing the broadcast and everything. You do a fantastic job, man, so keep it up.
All right, we appreciate it, and it's our pleasure.
All right, man. We'll talk to you again.
All right. It's Jason Tarasenko. Like I said, tonight's his sponsor for tonight's race. He's usually out here on Thursday nights, and he's been running well of late, as well. Just timing wasn't allowing him to race with us here tonight. Luckily, we were able to just get a word with him at that. We'll go ahead and bring in one more guy here. This guy is probably the most important guy to talk to here tonight. As we stated there at the beginning of the cast, he was last week's winner at Langley Speedway. He's currently your point leader as well, Jimmy Mullins. Jimmy, thanks for joining me and taking just a little bit of time here away from practice and joining me up here in the booth. Coming to Richmond here tonight, it's pretty much one of the bigger tracks that SARA goes to, so obviously some downforce will play into it here. You need some good speed. What are you expecting from your car tonight and basically from the race overall?
I think we'll be pretty good. Taylor Hurst helped out a lot on the set this week, and Cam Hamilton, so I think we've got a pretty solid piece. There's a couple guys that were fast in the practice race earlier this week. They'll probably be fast again tonight, so I'm not really sure how we'll stack up, but we're going to do our best. I think I'm starting 10th tonight because of the win last week, but I don't know how the race is going to go, because the way this car is, it just seems like it has no power at this track to me. I think it'll be a lot of bottom groove racing. I'm not sure we'll move around much, but hopefully we will, and hopefully I'll be able to get to the front.
Well, yeah, you are starting P10 here tonight due to the winner's invert. It's just a little small penalty that we have here at SARA. Just, if you win, we'll go ahead and put you at P10. I have no doubt in my mind that you can make your way up to the front. You've done it numerous times before as you're a multiple-time winner here at SARA. Right now you got about a 30-point lead over Jim Caudell Jr., make it 29 to be exact. So what are you expecting for here tonight? Do you think you got anything for the win, or are you just trying to come out with a nice top 3, top 5 finish?
I mean, hopefully, I've got a good enough car to win the race, but I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, points are always, in the mindset, so just trying to get a solid finish. Hopefully top 3, or like you said, top 5 finish tonight. Definitely going to go for the win, don't get me wrong, but yeah, trying to keep, increasing that points gap as much as I can.
Well, good luck to you here tonight. We'll definitely keep an eye on you, being you're the point leader, and you won last week, so you got a little roll going on here. You qualified actually pretty well as well. You actually qualified second here just behind Colin Allman, so you got a fast piece there in qualifying. Hopefully it transfers over to you to the race, and with any luck, we'll talk to you at the end of the night.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. That's our point leader, Jimmy Mullins. Like I say, he qualified second, but due to the win in last week, he gets to start P10 here as long as he's qualified in the top 10, which he safely did by qualifying second. There was a 7-car invert here tonight, so Tyler Price will be leading the way. And row 11 is going to be our Hyde's Pride head-to-head throwdown, and that's going to have Sam Raus and Chris Canfield. And basically for that, the driver in that row that finishes higher than the other one will win some extra prize money. So we'll keep an eye on those two guys as well. Like I said, row 11 there with Sammy Raus and Chris Canfield. That's a 13-car of Raus, the 03 of Canfield. Go ahead and pull up the series sponsors. Go ahead and give them a quick shout out here before we get into the race. There's just a handful of minutes left before these guys grid up and take the green flag. You got Sim Marketing Solutions, who sponsors tonight's series for the Thursday night Super Late Model Racing League. And basically for the Sim Marketing Solutions, there's a few drivers out here. You got Sammy Raus, as I spoke to him just a second ago, Trevor Edwards and Brandon Wilkinson. Wilkinson was fast last night in the Contender Series as he came away with the win, as a matter of fact. So, he may be able to make some headway here in this tonight. Like I said, but Sim Marketing Solutions, they sponsor all kinds of drivers on iRacing and basically for the sim world, and they introduce real-world sponsors to sim racers, and they work with them to ensure they receive maximum benefit for their exposure to the sim racing community. So definitely go check those guys out if you're needing a little help, maybe with entry fees into some big races, which Sim Auto Racing Association has one coming up here before too long, and I'll speak to that at some point in time during this race tonight. But definitely go check those guys out. They do a lot for us, and they do a lot for the sim world as a whole for the drivers. So thanks to them. You got H&H Sign Supply, Davis Chassis Works, who sponsors our Wednesday night Contender Series League. Heinz Pride Leather and Sheepskin, been a long-time sponsor here for us. Midwest Powersource, who's a sponsor here tonight for the Midwest Powersource 110 at Richmond. You got Callaway Investments, who is our modified guys on Tuesday night for the modified series. Race1.us, that is on the dirt night, presented by JB Trucking on Monday nights. Got Salty Hooks with Ty Spearman. Go check him out on YouTube. He's got some pretty cool videos that he posts up on there. The Hub's used sim racing giveaway. Harding Motorsports Supply, Canfield Auto Body, JB Trucking, Russell Brown Race Cars. So thanks to all those guys that help us out here at the Sim Auto Racing Association across all 4 nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights here, and sponsoring that. And these guys are still finishing up on practice. Go ahead and talk to you real quick and let you know, some of these guys. Now, if you're wondering where you want to go and try to sign up to race with these guys, you can go to racesara.com, go over to Facebook, the Sim Auto Racing Association as well, and you can sign up to race with us. Now, you won't start out on Thursday nights. You'd have to start out on Wednesday nights in the Contender Series. You can race Monday nights for the dirt night and Tuesday night as well. There's no harm, no foul. Everyone, come all. But Thursday nights is invite only. So if you do well Wednesday nights in the Davis Chassis Works Contender Series, you come away with running up front or, knock out some wins, you'll get invited up to Thursday nights to run with the big dogs up here. But we do have our 4th annual H&H Sign Supply Fall Brawl Spectacular. That's at Five Flag Speedway right now. Current purse and prizes is over $1,200. That starts November 12th through the 15th. So you can go ahead and sign up, and you can get in for the Tour Mods and for the dirt. Now, if you haven't raced with us at Race SARA, you may not be able to race the feature event with the super late models. But, you can definitely get in on some other stuff. If you go ahead and sign up now, you may be able to get in time. These guys are gridding up. We'll go ahead and go through the lineup as they're doing that. It's got some long pace laps here. It's going to do 2 laps. Go ahead and bring up the grid. Go through the rundown. Like I said, starting on pole here tonight was Tyler Price due to the 7-car invert. He gets a set on the pole for that one. Tim Bills is on the outside of him, the 37 car. Old DK David Kokorian is starting 3rd, with Ryan Matthews is starting 4th in the 51. Joe Schaefer Jr. is starting 5th, and Colin Allman is starting 6th. Like I said, he was actually your fastest car here tonight. Jim Caudell Jr. starting 7th. He's 2nd in points, and Cameron Helmton starting 8th. Series admin Matt Rolfe is starting 9th with a solid qualifying run, not having to use a provisional, so he's probably happy about that. And starting P10 here tonight is your series point leader in Jimmy Mullis. Starting 11th and 12th is Adam Benefield and Adam Joslin. Brandon Wilkinson, who won, like I said, last night, dominating fashion, had a pretty quick race car. Starting 13th, and Ryan Doucette's on the outside of him. The old Wiley Vet and Ty Spearman starting 15th, with Devin Morgan starting 16th. Trevor Edwards, who's a Sim Marketing Solutions driver, starting 17th. Russell Brown Jr., the 70 car, starting 18th. Brian Helm and Gareth Gonder is going to be in row 10. Chris Canfield and Samuel Roush, that's the row we got to pay attention to for the Heinz Pride head-to-head throwdown. Justin LeJuke and A.J. Rogers. And you got Donald Clark and Michael Goddard in the 38, and starting 26. Kyle Souza and Matthew Eddy. Jason Miller, and last but certainly not least is Tyler Hudson. That's going to do it for the grid here tonight. The start will be on Tyler Price once the pace car gets all 4 tires off the racing surface. We'll see what these guys do go down in turn 1. With green flags out. He gets a great start. David Corian's going to go ahead and get in second there and pull in front of his teammate Tim Bills. And Joe Schaefer Jr. is going to come in 3rd right there side by side next to Tim Bills. Now, last night in one of the races, there were some early cautions as guys were trying to get to the bottom as quickly as they can. Right now, it looks like everyone has got it figured out pretty good. As they're starting to string out, starting to get single file. You got Jim Caudell and Colin Allman here back to 6th and 7th. And Allman's probably going to want to try to get it down low as quickly as he can. We had a test on Monday night. and league test here on Monday night. And we don't have too many of those, but Allman came out and he pretty much spanked the field there as well. So he's definitely got a fast piece underneath him. He's probably not going to push too hard and try to squeeze down, knowing that he can make some moves a little later on this race. But he's still hanging pretty strong on the outside as they come out of 2. Mullins is going to try to fill it in there. Allman squeezes in behind Caudell Jr. and Jimmy Mullis. They're finally single file all the way back to about 13th place or so. Go back here to the 83 car of Adam Benefield, 32 car of Trevor Edwards. Now back to Devin Morgan and Adam Joslin side by side. I battled with Devin Morgan last night, it felt like, for 195 laps, even though it wasn't. It was probably about 60. And he was pretty quick there last night as well, so we'll see what he's able to do here tonight after running really well in the Contender Series. Maybe learn some stuff until he can apply for tonight. Get a solid finish, but right now the field is single file. And this is how this race played out last night as well. Guys get single file and you see what you got. Everyone's kind of running comparable speeds. Everyone's got pretty good grip. They like where their car's at. Once we get about 15, 20 laps into this, you're going to start seeing some comers and goers for sure. David Krikorian's got the pressure put on Tyler Price currently as we're on lap 6 of 110, coming to lap 7. And that's where everyone's going to be struggling for grip at first, is coming out of turn 4. And as Piracinco said, you know, coming out of 2 there, it really tightens up out of 2. You can smack that wall and the car can tend to get tight. Right now everyone's playing nice. As you got about the first 6 cars here, nose to tail, they're kind of pulling away from 7th just a little bit. Allman's going to go ahead and get him inside of Ryan Matthews. Colin Allman's already up to 5th. Matthews going to fall back to 6th there on that little exchange. Allman with your fastest car that last lap as well with the 21.88. Times were already falling off. Noticing in practice where the times were right around the 21.4, 21.5-ish. And with these guys lined up and stuff, I'm sure they're trying not to run over each other a little bit, so maybe losing a little bit of time. But times will fall off about a second or so. As we got a new pass for the lead, David Krikorian go down into turn 1 underneath Tyler Price. Price is going to be in no man's land here. Oh, as it looks like they got a little checked up. Now they're 2 by 2 up here battling for the lead. We'll see if the outside line's got anything. If you can make it, you can hang it up. As DK's loose and we're 3 wide for the lead. Joe Schaefer Jr. is going to go ahead and throw it down into turn 1. He wants a stab at the lead. Colin Allman's going to fall in behind him, and David Krikorian went from 1st almost back to 6th, almost 7th now. So they're double foul, 1, 2, and 3 rows up here battling for the lead. This is great. The top lines already came in here a little bit. You're going to see Price hold off Joe Schaefer Jr. just a smidge, as that top side can really pitch down the top. And, oh, looks like Tim Bills is sideways, and he saved it. That was a hell of a save by Tim Bills. That was amazing. Looked like Colin Allman may have got into him a little bit, and he was so sideways it threw a caution. But that was, from where I was watching, it was hard to tell exactly what happened with Bills and them there. We'll go back to the SARA TV instant replay and see what happened. There may have been a little bit of net code. I was up in the TV3 to try to watch the whole field. And I don't know if there was net code. I think he just got into his door. Yeah, maybe he just got into his door there a little bit. I mean, in all honesty, it shouldn't have spun him out. But it did. And he had a hell of a save, Tim did. Luckily, the caution, it did come out. Let his tires cool down there a little bit after that long slide. Yeah, he definitely got into the door. It was more so right in front of the left rear tire. So we do have a gentleman's rule here where if you do bring out a caution or cause a caution, you know, you claim it, you go ahead and get an EOL. So that way you don't have to take the EOL and the results after the race if the admins deemed it was your fault and you didn't claim it. We'll see what happens there. You know, if I'm calling Allman, I don't know if I claim it or not. I mean, he definitely got into him. Kind of a racing deal. As you've seen, those guys were kind of starting to spread out You know, guys are getting loose up out of the turn already. We're only on lap, well, it was 12 at that point in time, and guys are having to check up, and the other guys aren't. They're getting drives on each other. 3 wide racing for the lead, and it's getting pretty good pretty early. Right now, the admin's talking. Can't hear what he says. I got him muted, but drivers are talking right now, trying to get it figured out. Probably what the cause of the caution was. Like I said, Bill's got sideways big time, and that's what caused the caution to come out. And he had a hell of a save, so he really didn't lose too much. Hell, anything if he's going to gain on it here. He's starting 5th on the inside line. He was stuck on the outside after Allman got under him there. That was our first caution of the night. Tim Bills has set the fastest lap at a 21:58. And right now, currently Tyler Price is leading after losing the lead to David Krikorian, and David Krikorian losing the lead to Joe Schaefer. And then finally Price was able to hold them both off when we had that quick caution there. Price has led 14 laps. It says he's led every lap, so DK never officially took the lead. Tyler Price has led every lap here so far. We're at 1 to go. We'll see what kind of restart that Tyler Price gets. I will say last night you could tell a difference between guys in the gearing and what they're choosing. There was probably a couple guys that had 3rd gear set up in it, so their restarts weren't exactly spectacular. They didn't get up to speed very well. And you had other guys that are either running a 390 or 396 gear, and so you can tell a little bit difference in that as well. So we'll see what happens here with Price, and see if he's able to get off to a good start and who's not. Pace car pulls off. We're back to green, green, green. Price does get off to a good start. Looks like everyone else does as well, so maybe those guys are all running right around with the same gear, if I had to guess, probably a 390. Mullins already up to 2nd here. So we have another quick caution. It looks like it was A.J. Rogers and Tyler Hudson. Just caught that out of the corner screen here. We'll have to go back here on the SARA TV instant replay to see what happened there. As we're picking up on it here, we're just coming back to green. Rogers here at the tail end of the field. That's Donald Clark in the 18. That's Hudson up in the 01. You're looking at Rogers in the 17. Looks like they get stacked up in front. Yep, and then Goddard actually gets clipped from the stack up and just hooks A.J. Rogers into the wall. Probably going to need a medic for that guy. He drives it away, but it's tore up some machinery, so it's tough luck from him as everyone's hauling off into turn 1 and had a little accordion effect and got back there to him, and he was just the victim of circumstance at that point. Yeah, somehow that motor's still running. I didn't see any smoke coming from it either. So he's definitely not running the forward since it's not smoking. It's got the forward body. That was a quick caution there. Hopefully that was just one of those deals. If someone doesn't get off to a good start, and that's what I was speaking to of the gear, if someone doesn't get off to a good start, you know, it could really stack some things up. It looks like the front runners are probably all running the same thing because no one really pulled up on each other or anything like that. But back there in the back, all it takes is one little checkup, and could really start creating some havoc. See some guys going down pit road. Hudson went down there, Rogers down there. There's Jason Miller in a 73. Those guys just barely beat the pace car somehow. Currently, like I said, Tyler Price leading the way. Colin Allman's going to be starting on the outside. Starting 2nd. Joe Schaefer Jr.'s 3rd. Ryan Matthews 4th. And I want to say it's Tim Bills is going to be 5th. Him and Jimmy Mullins keep going back and forth here on my timing screen. But I do believe it is Tim Bills that will round out your top 5. Mullins is 6th. David Krikorian's falling back to 7th here just a little bit. Jim Caudell Jr. is 8th. Cameron Hamilton is 9th. And Matt Rolfe is P10 currently. We're going to go ahead and double them up here. Come back to the restart. See if these guys can get it figured out on this one as we ran the first 12 laps under green. had that incident between Allman and Bills, brought out the first caution, then we had another quick caution here on that restart. See if Price is able to get away here on the restart once more, or if Allman has anything for him, if he can time this restart right, be on the outside of him and give him all he wants coming out of 2. We're back to green. Allman does get off to a good start, and he gets off to a better start than anyone else has so far. Price is still going to clear him, as those guys are going to go down into 1 and 2. Like Ryan Matthews got a little loose getting into 1. Schaefer's going to come out 3rd. Mullins is going to end up following him through into 4th. Matthews back to 5th. Meanwhile, Allman's all over the rear end of Tyler Price. Allman gets through the center extremely well, coming out of the exit extremely well. He's going to look low here on the inside. New leader, 67 car of Colin Allman. Price is going to look back under him, got into the rear just a little bit. Joe Schaefer Jr. is going to finally benefit from that. He's going to be up to P2 as they fan out down the backstretch. And I have a feeling we're going to see this 67 car just start to get smaller and smaller in front of these guys. Allman's been in another zip code this week as far as these cars in Richmond. We'll see if Joe has anything in his posse group. We'll see if Mullins has anything with his car as well. Mullins is out there out of lockdown racing. Matthews going to go ahead and get under Price. Price right now is on the train, and he's on the outside. Matthews is going to try to finally get him cleared. Bills and DK are going to try to follow him through as well. Meanwhile, Allman's pulled out to about a 6-10 second lead over Joe Schaefer. Racing's hanging pretty tough here on the outside of Matthews. Matthews is going to try to clear him coming out of 4. Didn't quite do it. Price gave him a break. Matthews finally gets him cleared. Bills is going to try to go underneath him now. Price is really pinching him down pretty good. Bills didn't have any part of it. Got Price a little bit loose. Now Price having to fight off David Kikorian here in the 66 car. Price is right there on that right rear of David Kikorian. Looks like he got a little tight there. He's going to lose some time to it as well. So here comes Caudell Jr. just below him. He's going to try to squeeze in behind Caudell, but Cameron Hamilton wouldn't have any part of it. And here comes Brandon Wilkinson in the 56. Just behind him is Ryan Doucette in the 77 and Matt Rolfe in the 5. Right now, Tyler Price is going the wrong direction. He started on the pole here tonight, and he inherited that due to the 7-car invert. Matt Rolfe's up there in no man's land in the 3rd groove, making it work for the time being. Right now, he's losing a little bit of time as Trevor Edwards is going to fall in underneath him. And there's Devin Morgan in the 112. So we got a tight little group here from basically 9th all the way back to about 15th or so, 16th. Oh, and it looks like the 112 of Morgan gets turned. I think it was the 61 of Jocelyn that got into him. That's what's going to bring out our caution. 3rd caution of here tonight. Go back to the SARA TV instant replay. You see Morgan down here down low in the 112. Just behind Trevor Edwards. Behind him is Jocelyn in the 61 car. They go down into 3. Jocelyn tried to put his nose in there. Morgan shut the door on him, and he got looped for it. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Is they're fighting over real estate there just a little bit. Morgan finally got it pointed in the the right direction. He'll have to go down pit road and get some of that damage fixed. So it's an unfortunate break there for him. We'll see if Jocelyn ends up taking that EOL, if he ends up claiming that or not. But like I said, it brings out our third caution here tonight. Colin Allman is your leader. He's led 10 laps here so far, and he was pulling away from Joe Schaefer Jr. Pulled out to about an 0.8 of a second lead. And it's, you know, Allman's car is extremely stout. The only thing I can say is I don't know what he has on a really, really long run. So we went from green from here on out. I don't know what he has, but I know he has something good from, you know, the word go to about 30 laps or so. Apparently we only have one official lead change. We've seen some good battles there for the lead when Price was up there with David Kokorian and Joe and some other guys. And then but Allman's actually the only one that's credited for a lead change. So we've had 2 leaders here tonight. It does look like Jocelyn is going to accept the EOL penalty here. So he'll make his way there towards the excuse me, towards the back. I know he's had some pretty good speed there in his 61 Coca-Cola Super Late model. Maybe he can work his way back up there towards the top 10. All right, we got the one to go. We'll go ahead and double him up here once more. Restart will be on Allman. We'll see what Joe Schaefer Jr. can do on this restart. He's pretty good at restarts. If I had to bet, he probably will be about a nose or so in front of Allman on this restart, just to try to get him timed up pretty good and just wait for Allman to go. Typically what Joe does, and if Allman knows that, he may end up playing a little game or two with him here, but we'll see what happens on this restart. Mullins right on the rear of Colin Allman. And you see Joe's up about a half car there. We're back to green. Oh, and it gets turned. And there was the game being played as people are trying to avoid it left and right. That was we'll go back here on the SARA TV Instant Replay and watch this again. As I stated, Joe likes to scoot up there just a little bit, just to catch, you know, Colin. And the restart is on Colin Allman. You have to remember that. So people are trying to guess the restart, and you know, Allman went, and actually it looked like Tim Bills timed it perfect, and just Joe wasn't going, and Tim hit him and hooked Joe, and then it hooked everyone else. So I'm sure there's some pretty pissed off people right now. I can tell you who's not, as Jimmy Mullins says he got through that squeaky clean, and he will be your leader, as these guys are going to have to wait on the pace car, it looks like. Pace car is back here just doing his own thing. I don't think Allman played any games or anything like that on that one. Like I said, the restart was on him. He didn't wrap it to start. He didn't speed up, slow down. He didn't slow down. It's just, I honestly think that Joe was poked out there a little bit, and that's, like I said, it's typically what he does. It's usually no harm or anything. He's just trying to get his best restart as he can. Now, everyone has triple screens, mind you, and so he's just trying to see that as best as he can on his monitor. And I think Tim, you could see him creep up just a little bit, and then he's seen Allman just, I don't know what he's seen, but he's seen him start to move, and he went, and Joe just wasn't going yet. And hit Joe and turned him, and then turned Allman. Looks like Allman's going to somehow be scored in second place here. I don't think he got too much damage from it. Looks like his car is pretty straight. Tim Bills' front end's messed up here a little bit. See if I can go back to Joe Schaefer. It looks like he's on pit road. Yeah, his car's torn all to hell in front. Well, he's probably not happy currently. Actually, the car just went up on the jacks, so he's putting tires on it. That's going to be a 30-second penalty at that. There's no tires here. We do not take tires in the Sim Marketing Solutions Super Series. You're pretty much run what you have. Outside of the fall brawl, we will be doing tires there because it's a 250 lap race, and we're not insane, so we're not going to run 250 laps with these cars on one set of tires. These guys are going around here getting pace laps. I can see the admin and some other people use the chat here. I'm your host. I don't think I've ever introduced this here yet. I'm your host. My name's Derek Robinson. Clay Snyder is your producer here tonight. We are the two of the three that help run SARA TV. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification button so you can see all these races that we end up doing. Like I said, go over to Facebook and give us Sim Auto Racing Association and go ahead and like and follow there on Facebook, and go over to racera.com, check out the website. Come out here and join us and race. Like I said, we race Monday, Tuesday nights. For the Monday nights is dirt night. Tuesday nights is tour mods. Tour mods are a blast. And like I said, you got the super ultra competitive, super late model series. And you think you can come out on Wednesday night and run amok around there? You got another thing coming, as we have some fast guys in there. And then, like I said, you got the top guys here in this invite only league for the Sim Marketing Solutions Super Series. Restart here's on Jimmy Mullins. We'll see what he does. Allman called a break there, even though he got turned on that restart. He's still P2, so he's still looking pretty good. Didn't look like he wanted to claim that caution. We'll see how that ends up playing out at the end of the race, but none of that matters right now, as Jimmy Mullins will be starting it. We're off to green, green, green. Allman's going to be P2, but Tim Bills is going to be 3. Ryan Martin, Jim Caudill Jr. is going to round out your top 5 here quickly on this restart. Caudill's going to look low on Tim Bills as they go down into turn 3. They're 3 wide through 3 and 4 for 3rd place. And Bills finally was able to squeak just ahead of Caudill. Tight racing there, and as we're talking here, it looks like that Colin Allman is going to go ahead and take the lead over Jimmy Mullins. Allman's wasted no time here to go ahead and get that lead back.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
As we got another caution. And there's, everyone's junking it back here. Go back here and check out the replay. Oh, it looks like Matt got extremely tight getting into 3 and got up into Ryan Doucette. And then some guys started checking up in the back. Got collected. You got Matt Eddy, Devin Morgan, AJ Rogers gets into it. Adam Benenfield as well. And Matt actually made it out better than anyone as he goes down pit road. And doesn't look like he has any damage there, but I'm pretty sure Matt will be taking the EOL on that one if he hasn't already given it to himself. Yeah, he may even have a black flag for his speeding on pit road as well. Not 100% sure, but if he'll go ahead and have to take that. So things with the hell in a handbasket there real quick for Matt as he was running up there at the top 10. Like I said, it looks like he got into 3 and just got extremely tight. And Doucette's probably not happy with him, which is understandable, as he was running well. Unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And Allman took the lead back with ease. So we'll see how, what he ends up doing here. Some new players that are going to be in the top 10 after that little mess. Go back here and check on some of the Sim Marketing Solutions drivers here. Go to P17 with Samuel Raus. Raus, let me get to him here. Raus started 22nd. He's currently up to P17. And he has a special paint scheme on here. Looks like breast cancer awareness paint scheme. Silver and pink, sharp looking ride in his Dodge super late model. Still Marketing Solutions as a sponsor. Trevor Edwards in the 32 car. He's up to P12, started 17th. So he's up 5 spots. He's got his pink and black car there for breast cancer awareness as well. And then Brandon Wilkinson, he's up to P8, starting P13. And his 56 Sim Marketing Solutions Super Late Model. So those guys are running pretty well here tonight. Clearly they're working their way up to the front from where they started. So it's always good to see a plus sign next to the positions gained and lost column. And all 3 of them have done that. So good for those guys. And to go to our Hides Pride head-to-head throwdown, it was between Sam Raus and Chris Canfield. Currently, Raus is P17. Canfield is P14. So Canfield's winning that one currently. Long way to go. We're on lap 46 of 110. And it looks like we will be doubling them up here once more. Right now, if you ask me, it's a battle for second. That 67 car and that front stretch Mafia Chevrolet Camaro Super Late Model is stout here tonight at Richmond. Mullins ran well all season, but he's got something figured out for this joint, that's for sure. This restart will be on him. We're back to green, green, green. Bulls gets a decent start. Row 2 is side-by-side there with Caldwell Jr. and Tim Bills. See how these guys haul off into turn 1. So pretty much side-by-side from the second row, or excuse me, third row on back. We've had some back-to-back cautions here, which means that the track is going to cool off. Currently the air temp is 73 degrees, but track temp's at 75. It got up as high as 80 on that decent run there. And it's cooled back down. That'll do a lot of things to these cars. Anything like last night, your car is either going to get really tight on you or it's going to come back to you. One of the two, depending on how your set is. Or if you have Colin Allman set, the thing's just fast no matter what. It'll probably be fast through the grass. Olsen letting him get away too much here. As we have a good battle for 4th place between Tim Bills and Ryan Matthews. Those guys are still side by side as they go down into turn 1. Looks like Matthews may have the edge here coming out of 2 just a little bit. They'll probably have him cleared coming out of 4. Pretty much got him clear in 3 as the teammates of David Kikorian and Tim Bills and the Will and Dillon Motorsports group. As Bills bounces it off the wall a few times. Things already beat up on the front end a little bit, so no harm, no foul there. He's going to squeeze there in front of Brandon Wilkinson. Wilkinson's making his way up here towards the front. But Preston showing there for the 56 car. Cameron Hamilton there just behind him in the 10. Bolts there, Tyler Price in 08. Oh, Wiley Vetts found his way up to the top 10 somehow, some way. Started 15th here tonight, so he's up 5 positions as well. He's kept his nose clean. Car looks straight and good. Gets down in 1, gets a little tight, stays off of Hamilton. He's going to try to find a way around him here, follow his way through right behind Tyler Price. He should have that spot as they come through 3 and just out of 4. He nose ahead there. You get down into 1. Price left an opening. Like Spearman was going to fill that gap there in his posse machine. Decided not to. Given it maybe a little bit later in the race, he may change his mind on that. As we're halfway through the race currently. Still a long way to go for these guys. And Colin Ullman's pulled out to about a 3/4 second lead over Jimmy Mullis. Best battle is right here with Spearman and Price. Spearman looking low, pretty aggressive there. You got Edwards now coming up, creeping up into the top 10. Another Sim Marketing Solutions driver. You got a couple of them up here to the top 10. Those guys having a good night there for the series sponsor. Doesn't have him cleared just as of yet, and that's the problem, is Justin LeDuc's back there doing his best drift job, coming out of 4 at 27. Once you start getting long runs here, the outside line can come in just a little bit. You can hold off the guy on the inside as long as your car is rotating pretty well. But Edwards is going to have him cleared here now. Now Hamilton's going to have his hands full with the 27 car of Justin LeDuc. We'll go back here to Chris Canfield, and he's back here battling Kyle Souza. And right now Souza is in between it looks like Price and Spearman got into it. Price is going to slap back up. Souza just barely missed him. Hell of a job there, but unfortunately Samuel Roush got in it. But that was between Ty Spearman and Tyler Price. Not too sure what happened, as it was just out of the view. But Price went for a hell of a ride. Go back here on the SARA TV instant replay to see exactly what happened with this. But him and Spearman were battling, and as I stated, Spearman showed his nose a few times. While Yvette may have gotten tired of it. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to place blame on him yet. Oh, it looks like, not 100% sure what happened. And definitely Spearman got into the rear end. I mean, you see, oh man, and Roush just got clobbered by Gonder there. But you definitely seen Spearman get into the back end of Price. Price may have had to check up. He may have started getting loose, or he may have just barely gotten into the wall, and it brought him right back to Spearman's front bumper and just turned him down to the inside. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of room on that backstretch from the top of the wall, from the backstretch to the bottom part. And shot him back up the track in front of traffic. Like I said, Kyle Souza did a hell of a job in missing it. And Roush was going to have it missed until the 81 car came in there and just plowed right into him. So that was a tough break, because we're about to have a good battle between the Hyde's Pride head-to-head showdown. It looks like Roush may actually get his spot back. And if that is going to be the case, then he's going to be starting right behind Chris Canfield on this restart. So we'll still have a good battle for it. We'll see if Ty Spearman ends up claiming that or not. That was a tough one. Be interesting to hear what he has to say after the race on TeamSpeak. I'll end up asking him what happened. But if I had to guess, because I know Spearman's not that type of driver, if I had to guess, Price had to check up pretty quick, or he just barely got to the outside wall, and Spearman just couldn't check up in time and got into his rear bumper, and Price was along for the ride after that. And just got a note passed here to me. It looks like that, according to Ty's crew, he got he's going to go ahead and take the EOL, but yeah, he doesn't feel good about hitting Price like that. It looks like he just got loose. Joe Schaefer Jr.'s up there. I see him hanging out. He's out of the car. See if we can get him pulled in here real quick. Get a couple of words from him. Talk about that restart. See what he's shine some light on that Spearman incident there real quick. Joe, thanks for joining me up here in the booth, bud. Real quick, what happened on that restart there? You're on the outside of Colin Ullman, and then all hell broke loose.
I was trying to get a good start. I mean, I don't think I had anything for Colin anyway, but I was going to try to make a race out of it, and things get bottled up there. And I thought I saw Colin go, but you know how the iRacing things are when his car lurched a little bit, so I stabbed the gas, jumped back out of it, and it wasn't enough warning for the guy behind me, and we just kind of all piled up, and I got the bad end of it.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate break there for you, but we do have drop weeks and for stuff like this that happening. So it's not exactly how you want to end your night, but at least you have that. Now we were just talking about the Ty Spearman thing as we're about to go back to green here pretty quick. Zolman gets off to a great restart once again. What happened there with Spearman since you're on his team? Can you shine any light on that? Exactly what happened between him and Tyler Price?
Well, based on what I heard in TeamSpeak, Spearman was trying to set up a pass and look down the inside into turn 3, and you know how hard it is to pass with this new build, and I guess he just got a little bit too close. That's not something that Ty does, and I heard him regret it immediately as soon as it happened on the radio. So there was definitely not. He wasn't trying to push the issue like that. He would have much preferred to get around him completely clean if he could.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I spoke to just before I pulled you in here. Ty's probably one of the biggest race car drivers out here and gives everyone more than the benefit of the doubt as far as giving plenty of room and all that. So he had a fast piece. He made his way up there to the top 10. Looks like the Bossy group as a whole had a pretty good piece out here tonight. You stated that Allman was pretty quick, and he's pretty much showing it here and now. As he's been pretty much the fastest car on the racetrack. Do you think you had anything else for him, or just he's going to maybe P2, P3 on the night?
I would say with a little luck, I was a P2 car at best. I mean, no one's going to touch Colin the rest of the night. He might pull away and win by 5 seconds, honestly. When I was running behind him here for that 5-10 laps, I was driving it for everything I had, and I still couldn't keep up with him. It didn't look like he was driving it too terribly hard, so he's fast.
Yeah, he's definitely got something figured out here, so kudos to him. I know Mullins is going to try his damnedest to keep up with him, but he even pulled out to 3/4 second lead on that last run out on Mullins. So he's definitely got a fast piece, but anything can happen. I appreciate you coming down here and having a quick word with us. Sorry about your luck here tonight, but hopefully next week it turns a little bit better for you, and we'll talk to you then.
Yep, just one of those things. We'll be back next time.
All right, bud. That's Joe Schaefer. It's a tough break here tonight. That's number 6 left-hander chassis Toyota Camry Super Late model. But I'd say he spoke to you about that restart. Just a little mishap there. It can happen. And spoke to you on that Spearman thing. So we'll put those two issues to bed. Allman's out to over a half-second lead already over Jimmy Mullins. Jim Caudill Jr. is 3rd. Ryan Matthews 4th, and David Gregorian. We'll round out your top 5. Guys are getting some green flag laps under the belt here once more as we're on lap 71 of 110. Apparently Chris Canfield still a position or 2 positions ahead of Samuel Raus. So those guys are battling for a little extra prize money here tonight for the Heinz Pride head-to-head throwdown. Tim Marketing Solutions drivers are doing well, as you have Brandon Wilkinson there in 7th place, and just behind him is another one in a 32 car, Trevor Edwards. Raus is your 3rd one here tonight. He's P15, so those guys are having a pretty decent run here tonight. We've got a couple drivers in the top 10. That's what the sponsors like to see, especially if the series sponsor. We'll see if they're able to make their way up into the top 5 as pretty much P4. They can see through their windshield. Top 3's kind of scooted away here on these guys just a little bit. As stated, Colin Allman's in another zip code pretty much at this point. He's up almost 3/4 of a second. And he was the fastest car, 2nd fastest car on the track last lap. David Corey was the only other one. Pretty much the only 2 cars in the flats right now. See what shows here this lap. Go back here to Samuel Raus, P14. Right in front of him is Chris Canfield, and he's got Joslin on the inside of him. Raus can see the money in front of him. So all you got to do is get around Canfield. A lot easier said than done. He's making that top side work a little bit. Got Hudson right behind him. Joslin's loose, which is what, one of those things that a lot of people are fighting is one of the guys that we interviewed, I can't remember which one it was, I think it was Tarasenko though, is that you'll end up fighting the loose off. See Raus, he's closing in on Canfield. We're going to have a good little battle here for some money. You got the battle for the lead, which, like I said, Mullins just keeps pulling away. keeps running the fastest lap times. Right there is Mullins and David Krikorian. Krikorian's 5th, Mullins is 2nd. They're pretty much in the high. Well, Allman's in the almost at the running a 10 or 11. Mullins and DK's running in the teens, and everyone else is in the 2s and 3s and higher. Still looking here at Chris Canfield and Samuel Raus. There's a little incident up there in front of him. You see some smoke. Like everybody's still got it going the right way. No caution, still under green. We're on lap 79 of 110. Looks like Wilkinson's gotten his way around, or Justin LeDuc is trying to find his way around Trevor Edwards here. Kyle Souza with a solid run here tonight. P10, he's a new member to the T4X group, so that's a good showing there for him. Well, up here just in front of Canfield now, we'll go to Trevor Edwards in the 32 car. Him and Justin LeDuc in the 27 having a really nice side-by-side battle here for the 8th position. Duke gets out of 4 pretty good. They gain on Wilkinson there going down the front. Edwards just can't complete the pass. LeDuc's car's rotating the top side pretty well. Loses a little bit on entry, but he gains a lot more of it from center off. He's able to hold Edwards down a little bit. Edwards looks a little bit loose, having to put a little bit more wheel into it than he wants to. You've seen LeDuc there gain a lot going down the front stretch. He might be able to squeak his nose on the outside of Wilkinson. Wilkinson shuts the door on him. He's going to cross him over. LeDuc does, going down into 3. Guys are side by side. Adam Bittlefield's creeped into the top 10 here now. It's put Souza back to 11th. As you see, LeDuc not able to make the pass on Wilkinson. He's going to move back down low. Might want to move back up to the top side there. LeDuc does. His car was running pretty well up there. Bittlefield's going to close in on the rear end of Trevor Edwards. Got a nice long line of guys here from about 7th place on back to 15. Mullins pulled out to about a 2nd lead, and then Mullins has got about another second or so over Jim Caudell. Coming down towards the last third of this race. Mullins been the star of the show here tonight, as he was your fastest qualifier, and he got inverted back to 6th place technically, even though there's a 7-car invert. Made his way to the front pretty quickly, and pretty much hasn't looked back for the most part. We've had 6 cautions here tonight, 3 lead changes officially, and fastest lap time is set by Tim Bills in a 37 car at a 21:58. Times right now, leaders running a 22:25. So we're coming up on that second mark that I mentioned in the pre-race. These guys will typically, the tires will fall off about a second or so. That's a pretty huge fall off. Got David Krikorian looking under Ryan Matthews, going to make the pass there for 4th. And set his sights on the 1 car of Jim Caudell Jr. Like I said, David Krikorian, Mullins, and Allman have consistently been your fastest cars on the racetrack. David Krikorian showing that there as he made the pass on Ryan Matthews. See if he can close the gap there in on Jim Caudell Jr. Hopefully to get on the boxes here in the podium spots. A little loose out of 4. DK's actually slowed it down there a little bit from his previous lap time. See what he has here. Looks like he had a clean run at it finally this go around. And either he ran the exact same lap or the timing score he's messed up. I'm gonna go with he ran the same lap. Right now, Colin Oman's out to a 1.249 second lead over Jimmy Mullins. Mullins has got about a second and a half over Jim Caudell Jr. Right now, your top two guys pulled away from third, fourth, and fifth. Adam Benefield back here. He's looking under Justin LeDuc here for ninth. LeDuc's kind of moved back just a little bit. He found some speed there early on in that run. Now the car's trying to fall off on him just a little bit. Benefield does move up to P9. LeDuc back to P10. LeDuc's just sitting on the outside of the top 10, trying to make his way up. See if he can find his way around the 27 car of Justin LeDuc. That's Souza in the 7. Run lap 94.10. Go back here to Tyler Hudson and Matt Rolfe. These guys are side by side. This is for 15th. Not the night that these guys have wanted to have here tonight. It does look like that Samuel Roush finally got around Chris Canfield. So currently Samuel Roush is in the money for the Highs Pride head-to-head throwdown. Canfield's losing a little bit of time to Roush there. Time's running out for Canfield. Try to get that money. Looks like Rolfe is able to make the high side work a little bit. Devin Morgan, the 112, is going to follow suit in behind Matt. Hudson's going to try to bottom feed all the way around here. As it gets tight there out of 2. It's Joslin in the 61 on the outside of Hudson. So a good little battle back here for P15. See everyone that's up there in the second group here now. Let the cars roll, and they'll clip that apex right there out of 2. Be back up to the top of the wall. And you see them fan out in 3 and 4 there a little bit. Go back up here to the leader. See if we can ride on board here with him for a few laps. See how he's getting it done around this joint. Why he's pretty much faster than everyone else, besides Jimmy Mullins, who's nearing his lap time. Come down to the start-finish line. On the chip here a little bit. He lets the car roll, and he's having a pretty good drive off. I mean, the car's pretty much perfect. Go down to 3. Get the lefts as close to that yellow line as you can. Drive it pretty much straight off. Wallace was a little bit faster than him on that last lap. We're not talking much. We're talking a 44 to a 37. We're in the 22-second bracket here. Wallace might be able to trim this lead down. He's only got 10 laps to do it. He's got to make up pretty much a 1.2 seconds. Still faster yet. He's going to need to pick up more than a half a tenth, which is pretty much what he's running. A half a tenth faster. Then Colin Allman. Colin Allman, you just need to keep doing what you're doing here. You'll walk away with the dominating win. 42 to 69. So, I mean, he is reeling him in, but it's just not a lot. A half a tenth is nothing. He needs to pick up tenths here as we got 8 laps to go. He's down by a second. So he needs to really start taking some chunks out. That's a lot easier said than done, because these guys are pretty much going 10 tenths as it is. We're going to be coming down to 7 to go. Colin Allman's leading the way, but the only thing he doesn't want to see right now is a caution, because we would get another restart at this point. He needs another couple of laps to go by, and then the next flag will pretty much end it there for him. He started 6th here tonight, like I said. He was your fastest qualifier. Got inverted back to 6th. He's led 74, now 75 laps as we're at 6 to go. Still running a little bit slower than Mullins, but he's still a second or so ahead of him. I actually thought that Colin Allman would pull away a little bit more than what he did. You heard Joe Schaefer said it wouldn't surprise him if Allman won by 5 seconds, excuse me. Well, it's not 5 seconds, it's only 1. Still impressive either way. So we're at 5 to go. Still holding a pretty wheel here. We're at 3 to go. See, Mullins has moved up the track there just a little bit. It's actually lost a little bit of time. He's trying everything he can just to find a lot more speed. He's going to need a mistake by Colin Allman. He's going to need to hook the apron or something, get the car really upset, for him to close in on him. Colin's not going to make that mistake because we're at 2 to go here for the Midwest Powersource 110. Mullins actually lost the 10th there, so as long as Colin Allman's able to keep it pointed in the right direction, doesn't step on anything to screw himself up here, he'll come away with the victory as we're at white flag. Go down into 1 and 2. Gives himself plenty of room away from that apron. He'll get down there and clip it as he's been doing it all night, getting the nice drive out of turn 2. Go down here into 3. Your winner here tonight, the 67 car, Colin Allman out of Plant City, Florida. Front Stretch Mafia coming away with a dominating victory, leading 81 laps. Jimmy Mullins will be second. Jim Caudell Jr. will round out your top 3. David Kokorian will be 4th, and Ryan Matthews round out your top 5 there. So Colin Allman coming away with the win here tonight for the Midwest Powersource 110 in the Sim Marketing Solutions Super Series at Richmond Raceway. That's what you want to do when you come in here. You want to stink up the joint, and if you can beat Mullins and Jim Caudell Jr. and DK and some of these other guys here, like Colin Allman did here tonight, that's a special night there. Those things are few and far between with these stout fields. And congratulations here to Colin Allman. He's going to go ahead and park it down here at the Richmond Raceway logo. We'll get a word with him in the top 3 when they get out of their vehicles here. We'll get a word with them and see how their nights went and what they thought about the race. Just to give a heads up on the Hides Pride head-to-head throwdown here, Chris Canfield finished 18th. Demi Roche come away finishing P12, so he will be your winner in that tonight. So he'll come away with a little extra cash in his pocket. A little consolation for running just a little bit outside the top 10. Your Sim Marketing Solution drivers was Raus being in 12th. Trevor Edwards finished in 9th here, and Brandon Wilkinson be the top driver there for that little group. Coming away in P8. I had to guess Adam Middlefield's probably your hard charger here tonight. He's finished in P7, so it was a good run there for him. Coming up there, finishing the way he did. So it does look like we do have Colin Allman with us. We'll go ahead and bring him in here. Bring in tonight's winner. Colin, thanks for joining us up here. Congratulations on your big win here tonight. You dominated the race, leading 81 laps of the 110 in the Midwest Powersource 110. Tell us a little bit about your night, and tell us a little bit about your car as well. That thing was stout.
Yeah, I mean, we got the pole tonight, which I can give a shout out to Mark, Keith, and Brandon, all them guys for that. I had my own set and they threw me theirs and went faster with their set, and I stuck with it. Started sixth and just went way up through the field. Tried to conserve my tires as much as possible, but didn't want to waste any time because usually in this league, once the track gets hot, you can't pass anybody. So I wanted to get up there as fast as I can, but as safe as I could. And I thought we were done after that restart earlier in the race. After we got spun out, I wasn't sure what happened there. I just know we ended up getting turned around and didn't get any other damage after that, which was nice. But yeah, the car was really good, man. We started getting pretty tight there at the end, so we started trying to run a little bit different lines and stuff, trying to compensate for it. So me and Jimmy kind of evened out there and didn't want him to catch me none. So it was a good race.
Yeah, it's we were watching that restart, and you got clipped there in the right rear. Got extremely lucky, to kind of pretty much get your positions back the way you did, and then B, you didn't take on any more damage than what you did as well. When that happened, did you think it was all out the window at that point?
Oh yeah, I thought it was done. I thought we were out of it, and I was pretty frustrated because I knew we had a good car all week, testing pretty much every day this week, and just get up to the lead and then get taken out of it like that kind of frustrated me. But at least we got lucky that came out with as least damage as we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, you came out here and dominated the race here tonight. You were extremely fast in testing, so we knew you had a pretty good piece there. And no one was able to gain on you here tonight. Like you said, Mullins, you two kind of evened out. There was times where he was just a half tenth or so faster, nothing too big there towards the end. But you pretty much had it on cruise control here tonight. So congratulations on your big win. Next week we're at Oxford Plains Speedway. So you think any of this can carry over to that racetrack next week?
It's not one of my best tracks, but we're gonna work on it, and that place is tough to pass as well, and a lot tougher than this place for sure. But we'll work on it. We'll work on it some over the weekend and throughout next week, and see if we can win again.
All right, but before we get you on your way, is there any thanks or shout outs you'd like to give?
Now, well, first I want to get a shout out to Front Stretch Mafia, all the guys, Mark Logan, Brandon Wilkinson, Keith Medeiros, Michael Goddard, Adam Jocelyn, all of us put in a lot of time this week, and we swept all the SARA races this week, winning Tour Mod race on Tuesday, winning both Contender Series races last night, and then the Super Series this night. So it was a good week for us. Got to give a shout out to people watching back at home. My dad's watching. I think my mom's watching and my girlfriend are watching. So glad they all got to see that night.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if they're going to be watching, and you might as well come out here and do what you did and then run away with the show. So congratulations, and we'll probably talk to you next week as well, and good luck then, bud.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right. That's tonight's winner in the Midwest Powersource 110 here at Richmond Raceway. Colin Allman, like I said, he came out here and pretty much put a spanking on everyone. We'll see if he's able to do it next week at Oxford Plains. It is a challenging track. But currently with us, we got Jim Caudell Jr. Jim, he came away third here tonight, had a solid run. We've seen Colin Allman pretty much put a spanking on everyone. But like I said, he came away with a good points night here, even though Mullins finished ahead of you. Tell us a little bit about your night and maybe what you could have maybe done a little bit better with the set.
Yeah, it was a good race for us, especially considering I really didn't get to run any laps until just a few minutes before the race. So really it's better than I could have expected. So, congrats to Colin. He had an awesome car tonight. And Jimmy, I know how tough it was for him to hang around with what he had. So that was really impressive too. So we just didn't have anything for those guys tonight, but hopefully moving forward, we'll figure some other things out. I know for most of the season, we've been solid. For me, it's kind of been a struggle compared to last season, but if you really look at it, the couple top fives and a couple top threes is, that's pretty hard to get in this league. So we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you came in here tonight, 29 points behind Jimmy Mullis, and, like I say, finished one spot ahead of you here tonight, but we do go into Oxford Plains Speedway. You're pretty stout there last year. So going into it here this year, do you think you have anything going into next week where maybe you can finish a couple spots better?
Maybe, last season we definitely had a really good car there, so I'd like to repeat that, and then track position is really key there. So hopefully we can come up with a good qualifying setup, get us pretty close to the front, and see how it plays out. This build is quite a bit different, so I'm sure it'll be we'll be running a setup that'll be quite a bit different from last season. But overall, I feel good about it and look forward to it.
All right, well, congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. Before we get you on your way, is there any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, got C&J Energy Services on the car, my wife, my kids, my mom was watching tonight, Chris, my boss from work, everybody at LDR and Taylor and Cam and Jimmy for putting in a lot of hours on the setup this week and really getting us pretty good. I really appreciate that because I've been pretty much useless the last couple of weeks as far as, being any kind of help on testing. So thanks to those guys. And again, thanks to Matt and then you guys for doing the broadcast. It's good to speak to you guys again. It's been a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a joy for us to put them on, and y'all put on a hell of a show here tonight. Like I said, congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. Hopefully, with any luck, we'll talk to you again next week after the race.
Okay. Thanks, Derek.
All right, bud. It's Jim Caudell Jr., currently second in points. He'll stay second in points. Lose a little bit to the guy we're going to speak to here now, Jimmy Mullins. Jimmy, congratulations on your second place finish here tonight. You come up one spot short from going back-to-back as you won last week, but you did extend your point lead over Jim Caudell Jr. and the rest of the field. So tell us a little bit about your night and how things went.
Yeah, it was kind of wild tonight. Seemed like people got really aggressive in those first 20 or 30 laps, and I don't know what happened on that restart. I know I kind of gave Colin a bump because I thought he was going to go, and I was trying to time it. And after that, like, whoever was on the outside, they started wrecking, and luckily made it through that. And Colin ended up, being all right after that too. And I figured he was going to have the best car tonight. I knew from Monday night we were off a little, but I figured we definitely improved the car, and I think it showed tonight. I mean, we went from getting beat by, I think it was 6 seconds to only a second tonight, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. You started hanging there with him, and then there towards the very end, you picked up some time on him. It wasn't a lot. It was about a half tenth or so here and there, but you were able to hang with him when pretty much a lot of people thought that once Allman got out front, he would just pull away. So you definitely showed you had some speed there late. You think anything that you had here tonight will transfer over next week into Oxford Plains?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. This was kind of a completely different set compared to what we've been doing, at least from what I've noticed. So I don't know. We'll see. It might. I'm thinking it'll probably transfer to Five Flags or something like that better than it would to something like Oxford. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, like I say, congratulations on your second place finish here tonight. You kept it clean. That was the main thing, as we had a handful of cautions there. Like I said, it was pretty aggressive, but it was entertaining to watch nonetheless from my side of it. But before we get you on your way, is there any shout outs you would like to give?
Yeah, first off, want to tip the cap to Colin and all those guys on the front stretch Mafia. They definitely, found some speed this week. It was fun, at least attempting to catch him. So yeah, shout out to those guys. They did a good job. Also want to thank JDR Graphics for, as always, the great paint schemes that he does and all the graphical wondering that he does for me and my teammates and everybody else on the service. Thanks to you guys for the broadcast as usual, and thanks to Taylor Hurst and Cam Hamilton for the set this week. They worked their butts off, and I think it showed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations to you and your team and everyone that helped out. And with any luck, we'll talk to you again next week.
10-4, buddy. Thank you.
All right, bud. You're welcome. There's Jimmy Mullins. Like I said, series point leader, extended his gap, came away second place here tonight, one spot short of Colin Allman, but no one had anything for Colin Allman here tonight. It was his race to lose, and he came out here, put it on the top spot during pole, went 6 cars back for the invert, put it back on the top spot here tonight, coming away with a huge win in the Midwest Powersource 110. We'll go ahead and bring up the results here real quick, go through those, give some guys some shout-outs that they definitely need. We spoke to the top 3 guys there, and Allman, Mullis, and Caudell Jr. Just outside of the top 3 was David Kikorian in a nice 4th place finish. 5th was Ryan Matthews. 6th was Tim Bills. 7th in a great run was Adam Benefield. 8th and 9th was the Sim Marketing Solutions drivers and Brandon Wilkinson and Trevor Edwards. Round out your top 10 with Justin Leduc. 11th was Kyle Souza. 12th was our Highest Pride head-to-head showdown winner in Samuel Raus. 13th, Matt Rolfe made his way back up there after that incident with Doucette. 14th was Tyler Hudson in a beat-up car. 15th, was the 18 car of Donald Clark. 16th was the 61 car of Adam Joslin. 17th is the 112, even though it's not showing, of Devin Morgan. 18th was the other guy that was in the High's Pride head-to-head throwdown, and Chris Canfield. 19th was Michael Goddard in a 38. 20th was Jason Miller. 21st was Ryan Doucette. 22nd, AJ Rogers. 23rd, Brian Helm. 24th, Matthew Eddy. 25th, Ty Spearman. 26th, Russell Brown Jr. 27th, Gareth Gonder. 28th, who started on the pole here tonight and just ran into some issues there, was the 08 of Tyler Price. 29th was Cameron Hamilton. And last but certainly not least, Joe Schaefer Jr. Go ahead and pull up our series sponsors here one more time. Give them a quick shout out. For Thursday nights, you got your Sim Marketing Solutions. Definitely go check those guys out. They help out the Sim racers with real world sponsorship. So go check them out on Facebook and hit them up. They can definitely do some things for you. Got H&H Sign Supply. Davis Chassis Works for our Wednesday night Davis Chassis Works Contender Series. High's Pride Leather and Sheepskin, who's doing the head-to-head throwdown every Thursday night. So we'll choose random rows. And like I said, Sammy Roush came away with some extra cash in his pocket from that tonight. Midwest Powersource Inc., who sponsored tonight's race. He said definitely spoke with Jason Tarasenko to begin this cast. Go check out MidwestPowersource.com for the full service provider for complete remanufactured Cat diesel engines and components. Go check them out. They got some cool photos up on there. Got the Callaway Investments Street Stocks they usually do the Street Stocks. This year it's the Callaway Investments Modified Series. Old habits die hard. Got the Race1.us Dirt Night presented by JB Trucking. We're on our Monday nights for the Dirt Series. For the Fixed Street Stock Series there, they moved over to the Monday nights. Salty Hooks for Ty Spearman's YouTube channel. Go check him out and hit the subscribe button to get him some little love. The Hub used sim racing giveaways. Hardy Motorsports Supply, Canfield Auto Body, JB Trucking, and RBRC, the Russell Brown Race Cars. That's going to do it for us here tonight for the Sim Marketing Solutions Super Series at Richmond Raceway for the Midwest Powersource 110. Like I said, if you're interested in racing with this, go over to racesara.com or go to the Sim Auto Racing Association on the Facebook page. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button so you'll know when we're coming on every single time. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Colin Ullman comes away with a big victory, leading 81 laps in dominating fashion. See if he can do it again next week as we're at Oxford Plains Speedway for an afternoon race. So it's going to be slipping and sliding for 150 laps for the HydesPride.com 150 there. So we'll see how all things shake out there. Jimmy Mullis will take the point lead in there, see if he can keep that or what happens with it. You'll have to come and tune in and find out. Like I said, I'm Derek Robinson. The producer is Clay Snyder. This is SARA TV. We'll catch you on the flip side.